Hello there and welcome to another video with me, Rufus Gazelle, and today we are here at Petersfield Cemetery in Hampshire where we're going to be paying our respects to the late great Alec Guinness, and that sun is extremely bright. So how are we all doing? I hope you are keeping warm, and the reason why I say that, as we are experiencing a real cold snap at the moment. It's bitterly freezing. In my car it read -4 on my journey over to Petersfield this morning, and you can see around me how much frost there is here at this cemetery, and it is really cold. I don't think you realise how cold it is and what I do for you guys, and coming out in these bitterly cold mornings to do these videos especially for you, but it's all worth it and I enjoy it, so it's win-win. Now, you've only got to look at the title of this video to know who I've come to see today, who I'm going to be paying my respects to. I've already mentioned it at the beginning of the video, and it is such a lovely, crisp, sunny morning as well, even though it's frosty. And it does set the scene today for why I am here, to pay my respects to the late, great Sir Alec Guinness, a true icon in my heart, a man that is known for many films, but for one in particular, and that is Star Wars. Sir Alec Guinness played or portrayed Obi-Wan Kenobi in the trilogy of the Star Wars universe. That is the original Star Wars universe, the trilogy. Star Wars A New Hope, Empire Strikes Back, and of course, Return of the Jedi. But there are many angles to his life, many other projects and theatre and films that he starred in that a lot of people may not know or just didn't realise. And we will cover those because this man had many talents. He was not just known for Star Wars, no, he wasn't. Even though that is what most people know him from. And hopefully this video will touch upon a few of those films and artistic theatre, stages, productions that he starred in. If those are the right words, and my words are slowly coming out today, even though it is freezing and I may get my words rather jumbled up. So let's crack on with the life of Sir Alec Guinness. Sir Alec Guinness CH, Order of the Companions of Honour CBE, born Alec Guinness de Cuffe, or de Cuffe as the French pronounce it, 2nd of April 1914 to the 5th of August 2000. He was born in Maidvale, London, England, and was an English actor. After an early career on stage, Guinness was featured in several of the Ealing comedies, including Kind Hearts and Coronets in 1949, in which he played 9 different characters, the Lavender Hill Mob in 1951, for which he received his first Academy Award nomination, and the Ladykillers in 1955. Other major films he starred in were Great Expectations in 1946. He portrayed Fagin in Oliver Twist in 1948. He portrayed Colonel Nicholson in The Bridge on the River Kwai in 1957, for which he won both the Academy Award for Best Actor and the BAFTA Award for Best Actor. Also, Lawrence of Arabia in 1962, and Dr. Zhivago in 1965, and A Passage to India in 1984. In 1970, he played Jacob Marley's ghost in Scrooge. He also portrayed, like I have mentioned already, Obi-Wan Kenobi in George Lucas's original Star Wars trilogy. For the original 1977 film, he was nominated for Best Supporting Actor at the 50th Academy Awards. Alec Guinness began his stage career in 1934. 2 years later, at the age of 22, he played the role of Osric in Hamlet in the West End and joined the Old Vic. He continued to play Shakespearean roles throughout his career. He was one of the greatest British actors who, along with Laurence Olivier and John Gielgud, made the transition from theatre to films after the Second World War. Guinness served in the Royal Naval Reserve during the war and commanded a landing craft during the invasion of Sicily and Elba. During the war, he was granted leave to appear in the stage play Flare Path, about RAF Bomber Command. Alec Guinness married the artist, playwright and actress Marula Sylvia Salomon in 1938. In 1940, they had a son, Matthew Guinness, who later became an actor. From the 1950s, the family lived in Kettlebrook Meadows near Steep Marsh in Hampshire. The house itself was designed by Marula's brother, Eustace Salomon. His great-grandson, Nestor Guinness Walker, is a professional footballer. Alec Guinness was appointed a CBE in the 1955 birthday honours, was knighted by Elizabeth II in the 1959 New Year's honours, and was made a Companion of Honour in the 1994 birthday honours for services to drama. In 1991, he received an honorary doctorate from the Cambridge University. In 2014, Guinness was among the 10 people commemorated on a UK postage stamp issued by the Royal Mail in their Remarkable Lives issue. Alec Guinness died on the night of the 5th of August 2000 at King Edward VII's Hospital in Midhurst, West Sussex. He had been diagnosed with prostate cancer in February 2000 and with liver cancer 2 days before he died. His wife, who had died on the 18th of October 2000, also had liver cancer. He was interred here at Petersfield Cemetery in Hampshire, which is where we are today. A blue plaque commemorates his birthplace in Maida Vale, London, West 9, at Lauderdale Mansions, Lauderdale Road. So there we go, a little brief insight into the life and times of Sir Alec Guinness. Now I want to talk a little bit more about Alec Guinness and the insight and his thoughts about the Star Wars trilogy, because that is what he's best known for, and many of you watching this now, most of you will know him from that sci-fi trilogy as Obi-Wan Kenobi. And I want to talk to you about his exact thoughts on that sci-fi trilogy, his viewpoint, what he didn't like, what he liked, and yeah, the royalties he received after it became a massive success. Sir Alec Guinness's role as Obi-Wan Kenobi in the original Star Wars trilogy beginning in 1977 brought him worldwide recognition to a new generation, as well as Academy Award and Golden Globe nominations. In letters to his friends, Guinness described the film as fairy tale rubbish, but the film's sense of moral good and the studio's doubling of his initial salary offer appealed to him, and he agreed to take the part of Kenobi on the condition that he would not have to do any publicity to promote the film. He initially negotiated a deal for 2% of the film's royalties with director George Lucas, who, upon the warm reception of the film with the press and film critics, and as a gesture of goodwill for the positive amendments and suggestions Guinness proposed to the screenplay for the film, he offered Guinness an additional 0.5%, bringing his total share to 2.5%. When Guinness inquired about the share with the film producer Gary Kurtz and asked for a written agreement so as to codify his earnings, Kurtz revised Lucas's offering down by 0.25%, bringing Guinness's final agreed upon share of royalties to 2.25%. But because of the epic Star Wars deal, his estate has continued to earn millions through royalty checks, licensing and merchandise sales. Upon his first viewing of the film, Guinness wrote in his diary, "It's a pretty staggering film, a spectacle and technically brilliant, exciting, very noisy and warm-hearted. The battle scenes at the end go on for 5 minutes too long, I feel, and some of the dialogue is excruciating and much of it is lost in noise, but it remains a vivid experience." Alec Guinness soon became unhappy with being identified with the part and expressed dismay at the fan following that the Star Wars trilogy attracted. Although Guinness disliked the fame that followed, and he did not hold the work in high esteem, George Lucas and fellow cast members Mark Hamill, Harrison Ford, Carrie Fisher, Kenny Baker and Anthony Daniels have spoken highly of his courtesy and professionalism on and off the set. Lucas credited him for inspiring the cast and crew to work harder, saying that Guinness contributed significantly to achieving completion of the filming. Guinness was quoted as saying that the royalties he obtained from working on the films gave him no complaints. "Let me leave it by saying I can live for the rest of my life in the reasonably modest way I am now used to, that I have no debts and I can afford to refuse work that doesn't appeal to me." In his autobiography, Blessings in Disguise, Guinness tells an imaginary interviewer, "Blessed be Star Wars," regarding the income it provided. As well as Star Wars A New Hope from 1977, Guinness appeared in the film's sequels, The Empire Strikes Back in 1980 and Return of the Jedi in 1983. In 2003, Obi-Wan Kenobi, as portrayed by Guinness, was selected as the 37th greatest hero in cinema history by the American Film Institute. Digitally altered archival audio of Guinness's voice was used in the films Star Wars The Force Awakens in 2015 and Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker in 2019. So there we have it. A little bit of history into the background of the filming of Star Wars and Alec Guinness playing or portraying Obi-Wan Kenobi. That is for all the Star Wars fans that are viewing this video now. That was for you, because not everyone is a Star Wars fan like myself, but I wanted to add that in for those that are. So I think it's about time we actually go and locate his grave and the final resting place of Sir Alec Guinness. So let's go and do it. So here we have the final resting place of Sir Alec Guinness, and beside him his wife Lady Marula Guinness. And I'm so glad that I've come here today on this beautiful day to pay my respects. So let's take a closer look at their headstones. In loving memory of Sir Alec Guinness CH CBE, born the 2nd of April 1914, died the 5th of August 2000. The readiness is all. Rest in peace. And beside him, his wife, in loving memory of Lady Marula Guinness, born the 16th of August 1914, died the 18th of October 2000. All shall be well, and all manner of things shall be well. Rest in peace. It does look like Sir Alec Guinness's grave has been recently visited. There's some lovely flowers there, but his wife, Lady Marula Guinness, looks a bit sad. There is no flowers at all, no fresh flowers. So why don't we do something about that? I think we should. So I've got some flowers from my car, as you can see, just to lay down on their graves. Sorry, the sun is shining in my eyes right now, but I just wanted to lay these flowers just out of respect and just to say thank you for everything that Sir Alec Guinness has done to the film industry, theatre and the general arts. Basically, he was a true icon of his time, appearing in such iconic films. And that's not just to say Star Wars, all the others that he has been credited for that sometimes get overshadowed by Star Wars. But the least I can do is to lay some flowers down, not only for Sir Alec Guinness, but also his lovely wife, Lady Marula Guinness. So let's do it. So there we go. I've added my flowers here, the colourful ones, in amongst the already existing roses that are just down here. And it's just my way, like I've said already, of saying thank you to this great man for all that he's done. And I've also laid these here for Lady Marula Guinness, and just to brighten up her grave that little bit more today. So there we have it, guys, the final resting place of Sir Alec Guinness here at Petersfield Cemetery in Hampshire. And all I've got left to say is thank you, sir, for everything that you've contributed to film, the arts, theatre. I thank you, sir, and I take my hat off to you. As we're about to enter the shadows into one of the churches here at this cemetery, and as the train departs through those trees, don't know if you can quite hear that. There we go, it's over there. The train is departing, and so are we. We're entering the shadows, like I've just mentioned. The final curtain is lowering. Cometh the end in this final journey in today's video. I just want to thank every single one of you that has tuned in today, all those that have returned and all those newly subscribed. It does mean a lot. I do appreciate it. So all I've got left to ask you is to please go and like this video, go and subscribe if you haven't done already, and if you do so wish to, and go and hit the notification bell for all future notifications. It's that simple. So all I've got left to say from Petersfield, a chilly Petersfield Cemetery here in Hampshire, at the final resting place of Sir Alec Guinness. This is the end. Vlog over.